A fun fact about the 25 Radical SR3 is that it's known for its incredible agility and lightweight design, making it feel more like a go-kart with a body than a traditional race car. It's built primarily for track days and racing enthusiasts who love to feel every bump and turn with precision. Basically, it's the kind of car that treats the track like its personal playground. Alright everyone, the clock's ticking down fast. If you haven't picked your favorite car yet, now's the time to jump in before the race starts. Don't let your chance slip away, or you'll be stuck cheering for whatever's left. Welcome back, Everlasting Apex. Glad to see you return just in time for some high-speed AI racing action. Buckle up and enjoy the show. Wow. What a matchup. On one side we have Kingshu 22 in a 29 Zhou concept, Funio 4RC, which I imagine is a bit of a spaceship for its age, probably sticking to the basics but maybe a little more agile. On the other hand, Everlasting Apex is in a 2011 BEC Kmone, a single-seater known for its sharp handling and sleek design. Honestly, the back mono has a reputation for being a pretty spirited car. But with the Funio 4RC being a smaller, probably lighter, racing machine, it might give a surprising challenge. If I had to put my chips down, I'd say Everlasting Apex has a slight advantage because of the mono's overall performance and agility. But don't count out Kingshu 22. Sometimes the underdog surprises us when the race gets real. Hey Naiba, great to see you back in the chat. Hope you're ready for some high-speed AI racing action. Sit back and enjoy the show. Alright folks, the race is just kicking off on the Codegua Cordo track. The ultralight class is led by Bot Zero Team Alive, zooming in on the pole position with the 2019 Radical SR5. Let's see if it can hold on to that lead or if the pack will catch up. Zero Team Alive has shot off into the lead, followed closely by Belthane the Beast and La Croissant 1980. It looks like a tight battle already forming behind the front runner. La Croissant 1980 is climbing to second place. Amy is also gaining ground, now in third. Belthane the Beast and Amy are nose to tail, fighting for that third spot. La Croissant 1980 and Amy are nose to nose for second place. Kingshu 22 is climbing up to 6th. Rusnapalm 6 is making a move, now in 8th. Belthane the Beast is climbing up to 3rd place. Everlasting Apex and Rusnapalm 6 are still neck and neck for 8th. Kyroscope is advancing to 14th. Rusnapalm 6 is climbing fast into 6th place. Connor Malady is making a move into 9th. Connor Malady and Vinhas 17 are nose to nose for 8th. Kyroscope and Beef Sliders are nose to tail for 13th place. Wrestling 567 is closing in on Fuzo. cutting the gap by 2 seconds. Wrestling 567 and Fuso are battling for 15. Kyroscope is climbing up to 13th place. Calicum Bunny is now 16. Sputnik NZ has moved into 17. Looks like everyone's making a little progress. They'll Think the Beast advances to 2nd place. They'll Think the Beast and Zero Time Alive are nose to nose for the lead. Lin has 17 climbs to 7th. Connor Malady is climbing up to 8th place. King Chu 22 and Connor Malady are nose to nose for 8th. Kyroscope is inching closer to the top 10, now 12th. King Chu 22 is climbing up to 8th place. Toadette the Kitty is advancing to 22nd. They'll Think the Beast is holding on to the lead with Zero Time Love right behind. Rusna Palm 6 is trying to shake off JC Productions in the fight for 5th place. Connor Malady and King Chu 22 are neck and neck for the 8th spot. They'll Think the Beast just overtook for the lead. Zero Team Alive is trying to keep up, but They'll Think the Beast is pulling away. Connor Malady and King Chu 22 are nose to tail for 8th place. Looks like a battle to the finish. Zero Team Alive is now in the lead, moving up 1 spot to take 1st place. King Chu 22 has also gained 1 position, now sitting in 7th. They'll Think the Beast and Zero Time Alive are nose to nose at the front. Rusnapalm 6 and JC Productions are locked in a fierce fight for 5th place. Toadette the Kitty is closing the gap on Belescope Beam, now just 1.3 seconds behind. Toadette the Kitty and Belescope Beam are battling for 21st, with Toadette the Kitty inching closer. Connor Malady just overtook 2 cars and is now in 7th place. King Chu 22 and Connor Malady are nose to tail for 7. Maya is climbing up to 10th place, leaving a trail of cars behind. Wow! Zero Team Alive really sped past the competition. Congratulations on the win. Wow, Zero Time Alive really pulled off an impressive victory. Way to go! You drove your way to the top. That was some serious racing skills right there. Can't wait to see what you do in the next race. For this track, I would focus mostly on handling and agility. The Nürburgring GT short is pretty tight and twisty, so a car that can maneuver quickly and stay stable through sharp turns is key. High acceleration and good braking are also important because there are some quick chicanes where you want to make up time. Overall, a well-balanced car that can keep its grip on the road will give the best performance here. Well, with both drivers kind of flying blind here, this race is more about the cars than the drivers. Since they're both in the same Mustang on the same track, I'd say it's a toss-up. But if I had to pick, I'd go with the one who's a little more daring around those corners. Who knows, maybe one driver will surprise us all. Alright folks, the race just kicked off at the Nürburgring GT. Short and leading the pack is the Trans Am class car, a 2021 Chevrolet Camaro driven by Botschatzkis. Looks like they've got the early lead, but don't blink, anything can happen. Schatzkis has shot to the front, taking the lead right from the start. Schmerzenlive is holding strong in second place, trying to keep up. Rogue is in third, but expect some early battles to shake things up. Rogue and Schmerzenlive are locked in a close fight for second place. Trifaninity 3 just gained one position and is now in fourth. Archeruna 192 and Trifaninity 3 are also battling hard for the same spot. Maya just overtook someone to move into fifth place. Archeruna 92 is right behind, so expect some fireworks. Adenflash is closing in on the top 10, inching closer with every lap. Maya has just overtaken someone to move into fifth place. Ruki Miriki has gained 2 spots and is now in 11th. Captain Canadian and Ruki Miriki are nose-to-nose fighting for the 11th spot. Lamborghini Tube is climbing fast, now in 12th place. Lamborghini Tube and Ruki Miriki are nose-to-nose for 11th. Captain Canadian and Wolf of Eco are also fighting hard for 13th. Neotexum is driving a 2020 Geely Binrui type. Looks like they're holding steady in the middle of the pack, not making any big moves but not falling behind either. Daisy Shines is climbing up to 7th place. Amy and Daisy Chains are still nose to nose for that spot. Timborghini Tuba has advanced to 11th place. Archeron 92 and Maya are nose to tail fighting for 5th place. Neotexum and Captain Canadian are locked in a close duel for 14. Flash is closing in on Amy fast, cutting the gap by 16.4 seconds. Daisy Shines has moved up 1 spot to take 6th place. Neotexum and Captain Canadian are nose to nose for 14th place. Ashirona 192 and Daisy Shines are locked in a fierce fight for 6th place. Lin Lilac is climbing up to 9th. Timborghini Tube is gaining on Flash, cutting the gap by almost 2 seconds. Flash is in 10th place with a Volkswagen Scirocco R Cup from 2011. Looks like they're holding steady but not making much noise. Rukimiriki is racing a 2014 Abarth 500 Assetto Corse Did. They're currently in 7th place, so they're holding steady but not quite making moves. Archeron 92 is in 4th place driving a 2021 Ford Mustang at Dawan. Their fastest lap is 1:58.51. which suggests they're struggling to keep pace with the front runners. Timborghini Tuba is driving a 2013 Peugeot 208 R2. Looks like they're stuck in the middle of the pack with no lap times recorded, so their race might be more about survival than speed. Rukimiriki is driving the 2014 Abarth 500 Assetto Corse, a tiny but fiery little car. They're currently in 13th place, just ahead of Wolf of Eco. Looks like a steady race, but they might want to pick up the pace if they want to climb higher. Rukimiriki is racing a 2014 Abarth 500 Assetto Corse. They're currently in the 13th place, just ahead of Wolf of Eco. Looks like a steady race for now, but those times suggest they're not exactly flying. Dor Rogue is holding on to 2nd place, but Schmerzenlive is closing in fast. Archeroni 192 and Daisy Canes are swapping positions every lap for 6th. Congratulations to Shotskis on winning the race. It looks like they really took the checkered flag with style. Well done. Wow. Shotskis really pulled off an incredible victory. Congrats to them for crossing that finish line first. Clearly they've got some serious skills up their digital sleeve. Well done. Sure thing. Did you know that Group C racing cars were known for their incredible fuel efficiency compared to other racing categories at the time? They had to balance speed with endurance because of strict fuel restrictions, making them some of the most strategic and innovative cars in racing history. It's like running a marathon and trying to stay lightweight but still crush the competition. Alright folks, time is running out. If you haven't chosen your car yet, now's the moment, or you'll be stuck with whatever the AI picks for you. Don't miss your chance to make your mark in this race of the machines. Oh wow, this is quite the classic versus modern showdown. The Jaguar XJR5 from 1984 has that vintage charm and probably a bit of nostalgic horsepower, but it might be a bit outgunned by the Nissan R89C from 1989. The Nissan's more advanced technology and aerodynamics will likely give it an edge on the Magione track. Honestly, I'd put my chips on Evolution 954 and that sleek Nissan. Though, you never know with these AI races, sometimes the unexpected happens. Stay tuned, this could get interesting. Alright, everyone. The race is kicking off at Magione, and in Group C, Amy is starting on pole with that classic 1989 Nissan R89. Nissan R89C. Let's see if old school can keep up with the new. The race kicks off with Amy taking the lead, Cesarad right behind in second, and Unconi Buddy holding on to third. Looks like a tight start already. Cesarad just took the lead, claiming the top spot. Sombush 86 is closing in behind, now in second place. James Misk and Unconi Buddy are nose to nose for fourth place. Looks like a battle for the top 5. Necrophantasm is on a roll, overtaking 3 cars to reach 6th place. Husky Hog and Necrophantasm are nose-to-tail fighting for 6th. The Betty White Show has gained 1 spot, now in 10th. The Betty White Show and I are locked in a close fight for 9th. James Misk just overtook Unconi Buddy and is now in 4th place. Unconey Buddy is not giving up easily and is trying to reclaim that spot. Evolution 954 and the Betty White Show are neck and neck for 10th place. Uncanny Buddy is climbing up to 4th place. Zero Team Alive is chipping away at GamerBoss 72's lead, now just over a second behind. Autumn Thunderbird and Lakaiju are nose to nose for 20th. Mutuba is driving in 1983 Lancia C1 Data. They're currently in 19th place, so not quite in the thick of it, but still hanging around. Looks like a steady race for now. Autumn Thunderbird is driving a Group C2 Mazda 7373. They're currently in the 18th place, so not quite at the front, but still in the mix. Looks like a steady race with no major moves yet. Shoebox TV is driving a 1985 Sauber SHAC6. Their race looks pretty steady with a slight gap from the leaders, but they're holding on to 15th place. Zombush 86 is making a strong push with the fastest lap, but he's still 2 places behind Ozgazarod. He's got the speed, now he just needs to find a way past. Chelsea is driving a Lola T616 from 1983. They're currently in 23rd place and seem to be struggling with consistency, as their fastest lap is over 19 seconds. Shoebox TV is driving a Group C2 Sauber's HSC 6X. They're currently in 15th place and seem to be maintaining a steady pace without any major moves or mistakes. Necrophantasm is climbing to 5th place. Husky Hog is closing the gap on Jamesness, now just over a second behind. Storyforge and MoodTube are locked in a close fight for 17th place. The track's tight corners and long straights seem to favor the Group C cars, with better acceleration and handling. Oskzerot is pulling ahead with the Aston Martin, while the Jaguars are keeping close. The slower Group C2 cars are struggling to keep up on the straights. Shalesy is driving a Lola T616, a classic Group C2 car. They're currently in 23rd place, and their lap time is a bit slower than most, so it looks like a tough race for them so far. Autumn Thunderbird is climbing up to 19th place. Shalesy is catching up to 22 place. J Maxite and Shalesy are nose to tail for 22. Husky Hog is driving a Toyota 88 CV from 1988, known for its lightweight design and turbocharged V8 engine. They're currently in 8th place and seem to be holding steady, but no dramatic moves yet. Necrophantasm is now in 4th place, closing the gap. Storyforge has climbed to 17th position. Wow, Ozxarad, you really outpaced everyone else. Guess all those practice laps paid off. Congratulations on the win. Wow. Oxerod really crossed the finish line first. Congratulations on that amazing win. You totally dominated the race and showed those AI cars how it's done. And hey, a big shout out to the drivers still in the running to claim a car. Maya, congratulations on winning the bet race. You can now claim that sleek 1984 Jaguar XJ R5 Derthoy. I hope you're ready to give it a good home and maybe even some epic races of its own. Alright everyone, hurry up and pick your favorite car before the clock runs out. Don't let your dream ride slip away just because you took too long. Time's almost up, so make your choice and let's see which car takes the crown. Hey Deplorable Apple, welcome back to the stream. Glad you could join us again. Hope you enjoy the high-speed chaos of our AI race. Alright, this is quite the vintage showdown. The 1966 McLaren Elva Oldsmobile, huh? That sounds like a classic beast with a lot of history. Meanwhile, the 1965 Lotus 40 is known for its lightweight agility and pure racing pedigree. Given the length of Charade's track and the fact that car choice matters a lot here, I'm leaning towards the Lotus 40 for its nimbleness. It's probably going to handle those twists and turns better than the heavier, more powerful McLaren. But hey, the Elva does have some raw power on its side. If I had to place a playful bet, I'd say the Lotus 40 might just edge out in this race. But don't count out the Oldsmobile just yet. Classic cars always love to throw in a surprise or two. Alright everyone, the race kicks off at the Charade 8 km track. Leading the pack is the prototype's 1960 class car, a 1966 McLaren Elva Oldsmobile, driven by Bot Kazoomer Girl. She's got the pole position, so let's see if she can hold on to it, or if the other cars will catch up. Katsuma Gil has shot off into the lead, followed closely by Bleachmep C in second. Amy is holding on to third, but it looks like she's already feeling the heat from behind. Dragbu is climbing up to third place. Maya and Lord Batril are nose to nose for sixth. Everlasting Apex and I are locked in a close fight for seventh. Indigo Pate is on a roll, overtaking 9 cars to grab the lead. Katsumare Girl and Indigo Pate are nose-to-nose fighting for the top spot. Our Windstorm and Akvathi are locked in a close duel for 11th place. Katsuma Girl and Indigo Pate are neck and neck for first place. Ikar 77 has gained 1 spot and is now in 12th. Lemon Cult Games also moved up 1 spot into 13th. Lemon Cult Games and Ikar 77 are now locked in a tight fight for 12th. Windstorm just made a huge jump to first place. Kazuma Girl and Windstorm are nose to nose for the lead. Everlasting Apex and LXEHLXZ are swapping positions in a close fight for ninth. Katsuma Girl just overtook Bleach Mepsi to take the lead. Bleach Mepsi is not giving up easily, staying close behind. The race for first place is getting intense. Bleach Mepsi is now in first place. Indigo Page is gaining on Indus Platinum, cutting the gap by 2.42 seconds. JITA Swishman 33 is driving a Lola T290 from 1972. They're currently in the 17th place, so it looks like a tough race for them so far. G Swishman 33 is racing a Lola T290 from 1972. They're currently in 17th place, so it looks like they're struggling to keep up with the pack. Windstorm is driving a vintage Chinook Mark II, a classic design known for its agility. They're currently in 12th place, so they're holding steady but need to pick up the pace to climb higher. Everlasting Apex and LXEHAX Nitiandale are nose to tail for 8th place. Imbus Platinum is climbing up to 15. Things are heating up behind the leaders. Everlasting Apex is climbing up to 8th place. Imbus Platinum is also moving up to 13. Lemon Cult Games and Imbus Platinum are locked in a close fight for the 13th spot. Wow! Bleach Mepsi just took the top spot. Looks like they're not just good at gaming but also at running. Well done. Wow! Bleach Mepsi really pulled off an impressive victory there. Great job staying ahead and showing those other cars how it's done. That was some serious racing skills. Can't wait to see if they can keep up this winning streak. Alright everyone, time is almost up. If you haven't chosen your car yet, now's your chance to get in on the action. Don't miss out, or you'll be stuck with whatever the AI picks for you. Hurry up and make your decision before it's too late. Hey, there Count the Peppermint Otter. Welcome back to the stream. Glad you could join us again. We're diving into some crazy AI car races today. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. Alright, with both drivers being a bit of a mystery, this race is really anyone's game. They're both in the same classic car, so it's all about skill and maybe a little bit of luck. Since we don't know much about their experience or style, I'll just say it's going to come down to who manages to keep their cool and doesn't accidentally turn the race into a demolition derby. Honestly, could be a close one or someone just pulls off a surprise. Let's find out. Alright everyone, the race is kicking off at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Leading the pack is the Group 5 bought Geogina Miracles in their vintage 1979 BMW M1E26 March. Let's see if they can hold on to that pole position, or if the newer cars will catch up. Geogina Miracles has shot off the line into the lead. Neo-Texum is holding strong in second place, while Deplorably Apple is hanging on in third. Looks like a tight battle for the top spots already. Slipsnita Gaming is now in fifth place. Maya has climbed to sixth. Uncle Tobin is in ninth after moving up one spot. Scrooge Champ and Maya are nose to tail for sixth place. Kuukachu and Stephen Brinkley are locked in a fierce fight for the 13th spot. Wauxi B just gained a position to 16th and is now chasing Yamapriest for 15th. Scrooge Champ just sneaked into sixth place. That battle between Scrooge Champ and Slipslide Gaming for fifth is getting spicy. Kuukachu is climbing up to 13th, making some progress. Maya is now in fifth place, closing in on the leaders. Axton Hits has climbed to seventh, inching closer to the top six. Axton Hits and Slipslide Gaming are nose to nose for sixth place. No room for error. Slipsnita Gaming is climbing to fourth place. Axton Hits is now in sixth. Uncle Tobin is gaining on Maya and closing the gap by 1.3 seconds. Wauxi B is trying to hold off Kuukachu but Cthulhukachu is applying pressure. Yama Priest is just ahead of Stephen Brinkley by a hair in 15th. Rosauras and Itzarar are nose to tail for 17th place. Uncle Tobin and Maya are nose to tail for 7th place. Scroogechamp and Uncle Tobin are locked in a fierce fight for 8th. Belthane the Beast is climbing up to 11th. Looks like he's on a mission. Uncle Tobin is climbing to 7th place. Scroogechamp is now 8th. Amy is making her way to 11th. Uncle Tobin is holding a solid position in 8th, and has a slight lap time edge over Imus Gordon, who's in 10th. Looks like Uncle Tobin might just have the upper hand if they stay consistent. Rosaurus and Stephen Brinkley are neck and neck for 15th place. Nulavi just gained 1 spot to 20th. Iganerite and Nulavi are battling fiercely for 20th. Slipsy Gaming climbs to 3rd place, while XCB advances to 13th. Stephen Brinkley is closing in on Cthulhukachu, cutting the gap by over 2 seconds. The two are locked in a tight fight for 14th. Itzarar is driving a 1969 Chevrolet Corvette C33. They're currently in the 18th place, just behind the leaders but struggling a bit with a lap time over 1:13. Not quite in the hunt yet. Slipsnida Gaming is climbing to 2nd place. Imus Gordon and I are still neck and neck for 9th. Yama Priest and Stephen Brinkley are locked in a close fight for 16th. Scroogechamp is climbing up to 7th place. Yama Priest is making a move to 16th. Scroogechamp advances to 6th place. Imus Gordon climbs to 9th. Amy and Maya are nose to nose for 10th. Slipsnida Gaming is gaining fast on Geogynomiracles, cutting the gap by 5.5 seconds. Imus Gordon is closing in on Uncle Tobin, closing the gap by 2/4 seconds. Amy is climbing up 1 spot to take 10th place. Scroogechamp is climbing up to 5th place now. Count Peppermint Totter and Scroogechamp are nose to nose for that spot. Amy and Imus Gordon are also battling hard for 9th place. Congratulations to Geogynomiracles on winning the race at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Looks like they really knew how to steer to victory. Well done! Wow, look at that! Geogynomiracles really pulled through and took the victory. Congratulations! Looks like all those hours of strategizing paid off. Can't wait to see what they do in the next race. Great job! If I had to pick one of these cars to win a race on the Nürburgring circuit, I would probably go with the 2015 Mercedes-Benz, a 45 AMG. It's got that turbocharged power, a bit of luxury, and a reputation for speed. Plus it's probably got the best balance of agility and horsepower among the bunch. Although, I have to admit, the Audi R3 TC-R and the Opel Astra TC-R are not far behind, and might give it a run for its money. But honestly, it's going to be a close call, and I'd love to see those cars go wheel to wheel. Alright everyone, you better pick your favorite car quickly before time runs out. The countdown is almost over, and we don't want any car choosing regrets now. Wow, this is an interesting matchup. The Dream Keeper in the Alfa Romeo. Giulietta TCR is definitely the more sporty of the two, with a reputation for agility and sharp handling. On the other hand, H2 Hova in the Fiat Tipo Competizione might be the underdog here. But don't underestimate the car's potential to surprise us with some unexpected speed. Considering Nürburgring's tight and technical layout, I'd say the Alfa Romeo might have a slight edge because of its agility and sporty lineage. But hey, the Fiat isn't exactly a slouch, and could very well take advantage of any racing mishaps. My money's on the Dreamkeeper, but I'd be more than happy to see H2 Hova pull off an upset. Let's start the engines and find out. Alright folks, we're kicking off at the Nürburgring, and leading the pack is Amy in her 2015 Seat Leon. She's on pole and ready to show these AI drivers how it's done. Stay tuned. The race kicks off with Amy taking the lead, Vinha 17 holding strong in second, and I'm sitting in third place. Let's see if I can make a move early or just enjoy the view from here. Vinha 17 just took the lead, claiming first place. The chaotic Weirdo and Ice are still neck and neck for 8th. Justin Gilks is climbing up to 10th. Ebony Shadow is slicing through the field, now in 9th place after overtaking 3 cars. The chaotic Weirdo just moved up 1 spot to 8th. Ice and Ebony Shadow are nose to tail, fighting for 9th place. King Shu 22 is driving a 2014 Abarth 500 Assetto course. They're currently in 15th place, so it looks like they're holding steady but not making much progress. Ebony Shadow is closing in on the chaotic Weirdo, cutting the gap by 1.3 seconds. Justin Gilks has moved up 1 spot into 10th place. Ronnie Rampage is also climbing 1 spot into 12th. Ronnie Rampage and Ice are nose to tail for 11th place. King Shu 22 just sneaked into 14th, climbing 1 spot. Ronnie Rampage is driving a 2012 Lada Granta, which is hanging around in 13th place. Looks like they're holding steady but not making much progress. Telescope Beam is climbing up to third place. Buchizero and the Dreamkeeper are locked in a close fight for fifth. Maya and Telescope Beam are nose to tail for third place. Buchizero and the Dreamkeeper are swapping positions in a close fight for fifth. Kingchu 22 and Ear Special are locked in a tight scrap for 13th. Ebony Shadow is climbing nicely into 8th place. Rona Rampage is pushing into 11th. Kingchu 22 is making a move into 13th. Telescope Beam just overtook someone to move into 2nd place. Amy and Telescope Beam are nose to nose. Looks like a battle is brewing. Amy just overtook Telescope Beam for 2nd place. They're nose to tail now. This is getting interesting. Telescope Beam is climbing up to 2nd place. Justin Giltz is making moves to 9. Kingchu 22 is closing in on ice, cutting the gap by a second. They're locked in a tight fight for 12th. Justin Giltz is driving a 2013 Peugeot 208 R2. Their race seems tough with the slowest lap time among TCE cars, and they're currently in 10th place. Buchizero just nudged into 5th place. The Dreamkeeper is right behind, so this could get interesting. Decatic Weirdo is driving a 2020 Geely Bindrui, which is currently in 10th place. Their race seems to be a bit of a struggle with the slowest lap time among the TCE cars. Buchizero is climbing up to 4th place. Maya and Buchizero are nose to nose for that position. Runner Rampage is now in 10th place, inching closer to the top 10. The Dreamkeeper just slipped into the 5th place. Buchizero and the Dreamkeeper are nose to nose for 4th. Ice is chipping away at Kingchu 22's lid, closing the gap by a second and a half. Ronnie Rampage is driving a 2012 Lotta Granta, and they are currently in 10th place. Their race looks steady but slow compared to the leaders. Kingchu 22 is racing a 2014 Abarth 500 Assetto course. They're currently in the 13th place, trailing behind the TC leaders. Looks like a solid effort, but not quite catching the front pack. Congratulations to Vinha17 on winning the race. Looks like all those laps paid off. Well done. Wow, Vin has 17 really pulled off an impressive win. Congratulations! That was some serious driving. Looks like they've got the skills to beat the rest of the pack. Can't wait to see what they do in the next race. Sure thing. Did you know that in the retro slow cars racing class, the cars are so vintage and classic that they sometimes make the tortoise in the story look like a speed demon? It's like watching a parade of history taking its sweet time around the track, proving that sometimes slow and steady really does win the race. Or at least gives us a good chuckle trying. Alright everyone, time's almost up. Make sure you pick your favorite car before the countdown ends. Don't miss your chance to see which one will dominate the race. Wow, what a matchup we have here. On one side we have Gary 17 in a 1983 Fiat Uno Toyota. That car is more about economy and simplicity than speed. And then we have Deluxe Combo in a 1984 Ford Fiesta XR2, which is known for being a sporty little number back in the day. Given the cars and the track, my money's on Deluxe Combo to take the win. The Fiesta XR2 has a bit more pep and agility, which is super important on a twisty track like Bridgehampton. Gary 17's Fiat Uno might surprise us with some quirky charm, but I doubt it will keep up with the more spirited Fiesta. So, I'd say look out for Deluxe Combo to steer into first place, and Gary 17 might be stuck in the middle of the pack. Alright everyone, the race has just kicked off at Bridgehampton. The retro slow cars class is all set and leading the pack is Botcover in a classic 1994 Volkswagen Golf V R6. Let's see if the vintage vibe can boost its lead. Exception has taken an early lead, with Cobber right behind in second place. Kyosify is holding strong in third, but don't blink or they might switch positions. Connor Malady is now in third place. Anonymous Ninity 3 and Lemon Cult Games are nose to nose for fifth. Spear Like Hit has inched up to seventh. Amy is on a roll, climbing to 15th place. Anonymous 3 is now in 5th after a smooth move. Vagrant Enchanter is making a solid push into 6th. King Chu at 22 is climbing to 9th place. Cap'n Trippy and King Chu 22 are nose to nose for 9th. Crazy Sweet Butt is advancing to 13th. Cubber just took the lead, moving up to 1st place. Maya is climbing steadily, now in 11th place. Abumzi and Maya are nose to nose, fighting for the 11th spot. Maya is holding steady in 7th place. Crazy Sweetbutt is trying to fend off Amy, but the gap is shrinking fast. Deluxe Combo just sneaked into 15th, probably celebrating with a victory lap in their mind. Quiz 44 and Wolf of Echo are nose to nose for 18th. Looks like a photo finish coming up. Mighty Chunk is slicing through the field, now in 18th place after overtaking 3 cars. Anonymous 3 is climbing steadily, now in 4th place. Vagrant Enchanter is right behind, moving up to 5th. The battle for the top is heating up. Maya is climbing fast into 7th place now. 192X is making a strong push into 19th. Fishing is right behind, trying to break into the top 20. Exoaces is on a roll, climbing up to 22nd place after overtaking 3 cars. Vagrant Enchanter is closing in on Connor Mality, chipping away at the gap by a 1.5 seconds. King Chu 22 is making moves up to 9th place, inching closer to the top 10. Mighty Chunk is gaining on a Bombsy, closing the gap by over a second. Gary 710 is slicing through the field, reducing the distance to Mighty Chunk by 2.4 seconds. Looks like Gary 710 and Mighty Chunk are about to have a serious scrap for the 16th place. Crazy Sweetbutt is climbing up to 10th place. Captain Trippy is closing in on Spearlight Hail, cutting the gap by over a second. Mighty Chunk is gaining on a Bombsy, closing the distance by more than 2 seconds. Maya is closing in on Lemon Cult Games, closing the gap by 1.1 seconds. Captain Trippy and Spear Like Hail are battling it out for 11th place. Dravo 192X is climbing up to 18th position. Vagrant Enchanter advances to 3rd place. Maya climbs 2 spots into 5th. Anonymous 3 and Maya are nose to tail for 5th position. Maya is currently in 8th place, holding steady. Captain Trippy and Amy are locked in a close fight for 12th. Wolf of Echo is climbing up to 23rd. Dyrok Official and Mutt Wolf are nose to nose for 24th. Vagrant Enchanter is gaining on Exception, closing the gap by a second. Maya has climbed up to 4th place. King Chu 22 is narrowing the distance to Lemon Cult Games by over a second. Vagrant Enchanter is really closing in on Exception, just a 1.5 seconds behind now. Spear-like Hill has climbed into the top 10. Mighty Chunk is making moves up to 15. Lemon Cult Games is climbing to 6th place. Looks like they're on the move. Deluxe Combo is closing in on Captain Trippy. The gap shrinking by a second and a half. Shots Fired is making a move, now in 17th, inching closer to the pack. A Bombsy is gaining on Mighty Chunk, closing the gap by just over a second. Shots Fired is right behind a Bombsy, also closing in at the same pace. Fondant is making a move on Gary 17, closing the gap by 2.5 seconds. Looks like some racing drama brewing up. Vagrant Enchanter is now in 2nd place. Lemon Cult Games has climbed to 5th. Amy has moved up to 11th. Maya and Excepcion are nose to tail for 3rd place. Diruk Official is chopping down Wolf of Eco's lead by a second and a bit. Violetta Mama just snuck past someone to climb into 26th. The Grand Enchanter is gaining on Cover and the gap is shrinking fast. Maya has climbed up to 3rd place, leaving some rivals behind. Quiz 44 is closing in on a Bombsy, but still a bit of distance to make up. Lemon Cult Games is closing in on Exapection, making it a tighter race. A Bombsy and Shots Fired are battling for 16th place. No clear winner yet. Fondant is gaining on Gary 17, closing the gap by 1.6 seconds. Captain Trippy is slicing through the track, closing in on Kyosify by 1.2 seconds. Quiz 44 is climbing 1 spot to reach 17th place. Fondant is also moving up 1 spot to land in 22nd. Wow, Cover just won the race. Looks like all those practice laps paid off. Congrats on the victory. Hey everyone, we're just doing a quick pit stop for some stream maintenance. It'll be back in a few minutes, so stay tuned. Grab a snack or chat with each other while you wait. We'll be right back to watch those cars race around the track.